In preparation for today's episode, I decided I would need to cut down a lot of wood because we were building a house. I used the 4 spruce saplings that I got already to make a large spruce tree as well. I farmed for quite a while and was interrupted quite often, but we got there eventually, and now I have all of this wood to work with. And so we start with a beautiful blank slate for episode 2. Hello everyone, I am Alaskan Nymph and this is Block Skyblock. Today I will be making a house, and I'm sure nothing bad is going to happen while I do that. A house will need an island, and an island will need a bridge. I will be making said island out of spruce wood because I like the deep dark brown tone. I think it looks sort of like dirt, and when I put all of my gardens on top of it later, it'll look like a wonderful little plot. And this is why you use a circle generator. I have created a weird looking oval. And now I will fill in my weird looking oval and leave a layer of top slabs that I will turn into a proper wall later. And just like that, we have a giant platform fit for a house. And 12 slabs left over. I did actually design this house in creative mode. And for this house, I know I will need a bit of copper. The copper needs fuel though. It's gonna need more than that. It's gonna need 8. I know what I'm doing. Now, I built a house like this in creative mode, so I'm just gonna switch back between that house and this world and see what we get. I know I'm going to need some wool for the roof, so let me grab my shears. I've got 14 here. That's definitely not gonna be enough. Thank you, sheep. And while we wait for our copper to cook and the sheep to regrow their wool, we might as well just get building. Sheep shearing break. Thank you. I'm also going to need some granite for this house. Aha! My copper is ready. Definitely gonna need more than 7 blocks, so let's smelt up more of that. I was building along, messing around, getting my granite pillars in place when I realized that one of the pillars was not where I wanted it to go, and part of the weird looking oval was in the way. I made a very silly mistake that you should never do in Block Skyblock. Never dig straight down. Oh, that was dumb. Oh, that's annoying. Dang it. Oh, I received a recovery kit. Okay, that is why you have protective islands underneath of your islands. I learned a lesson today. After learning my lesson, I got right back to building anyway. I put my pillar in place and I started putting the walls up for the tower portion of the house. Personally, I think birchwood gets a bad reputation. It looks really nice stripped and makes great texture when it's just part of a color palette. I learned this trick with using the oak logs and the spruce planks from watching a bunch of mythical sausage videos. They look really nice together. Hooray! Copper's done. I can get my stone for my stone cutter going. And craft up my copper. That should be enough for the build. Now back to building. Now that we have our stone, we can get an iron and create a stone cutter. Woo! For now, it'll go right there. And now I can use some granite in the stone cutter. I'm going to be wanting walls and polished granite for this house. Now I can make those pillars and finish up the walls. And now it's time for trapdoors. the block that costs too much. I will be using these trapdoors to make a cool looking ladder. Ta-da! Well, what do we have here? I've just logged on and there's a wandering trader. Unfortunately, you can't help me now. Yeah, it's not like I would want these things anyway, except maybe the dandelions, because I don't have emeralds. I will get villagers sorted out eventually, but for now, my copper is done. Now back to building the house. What do you think of my window innovation? You can open them and you can close them. The copper is for making a nice trim to separate all the wood from the wood in the house. There will be a second floor in the tower portion of the house. This is the part that will need the wool roof. I've got another odd and unusual window type going on here with some birch fences. It lets light in and it kind of looks like it would keep the outside world out, even though I can still walk right out between them. What do we think? Trapdoors or fences? Which one makes the nicer window when you don't have glass available to you? Here they are. With the house nearing completion, I decided I might as well put my storage in there. I organized my storage into farmable growing things, all the different wood types, all of my precious materials, mob drops, including items made from mob drops, and earthy materials. That would be stone, dirt, gravel, clay, everything you find just generated in a Minecraft world. We have the tools chest, and of course the miscellaneous chest. Here we can start to see the roof come in. I'm just using oak, and I'm just using a nice little curvy slab roof for this. Nothing too fancy. I do end up needing to place torches over the whole thing because it still has blocks that are spawnable until I can get some glow lichens sorted, and then it'll barely be noticeable that I'm lighting up the roof to keep mobs from spawning. I added a support beam. It is off-center, but I think it looks nice off-center with chests to one side and the beam is over the hallway. With the roof on, I added my bed into the house with some decorative carpet. I can watch the sunset through the hole in the column. Ah, how beautiful. And now I get to take the first sleep ever in my new house. Now, the secret to any boring build is adding leaf spam. So I'm gonna let these trees grow and I'll harvest their leaves with shears. We can't forget also that builds that are in fact houses do need roofs. So I'm gonna finish that up. And now, I present to you the exterior of my finished skyblock house. Pumpkins and melons are an odd choice of decoration, but I rather like them, especially because I am very limited in my decorations here. I didn't want the tower's ceiling to just be the roof, so I decided to give it a roof of its own. Listen to that amethyst chime. And we can't forget about the leaf spam either. I like to just spam click wildly, and when I think it needs attention and I can mess with it to get a better shape, I will. I put it around the beam and in the corners and around the ladder, and it really just made the place come to life. I made some improvements to my decorative rug inside and tried placing some glow lichen around the roof so mobs wouldn't spawn up there. I was using my crops to make bone meal to bone meal the lichen. In the end, I didn't have enough. Yeah, a little bit of leaf spam really does the trick, doesn't it? See how much nicer this looks? And see how these brighten up the area? I think I've done pretty well considering my limited resources. Well, that's it from me today. Bit of a shorter episode this time, but I ran into a lot of technical difficulties filming this. So here's the finished product. Here's my house. I have gone home, and next episode, I'm gonna go big. Thanks for hanging out with me on this adventure, and I will see you all next time. Bye!